back with Focus Delaware. A few weeks ago on July 9th at 9 in the morning, without much fanfare, WTGI Channel 61 went on the air. I want you to meet a man by the name of Dan Slape, General Manager of WTGI, who had a lot to do with this, to bring back commercial television to Delaware after a 28-year hiatus. Dan, welcome to Focus Delaware, our premier show.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
First, let's talk about Delaware Valley Broadcasters, of which you're president. What is that entity?
Delaware Valley Broadcasters is a corporation that made application to the FCC for the construction permit to build Channel 61 in 1979.
Mm-hmm. When and why did Wilmington get allocated a UHF station?
In the late 70s, Bob, the FCC made a decision to increase the number of UHF frequencies around the country, and Wilmington was chosen as a location that the FCC felt could use an allocation.
Okay, now, how did the UHF station land up with Delaware Valley Broadcasters, Inc.?
Well, the process works basically this way. The FCC makes the allocation and then opens up an application process. A group of individuals formed Delaware Valley Broadcasters, Inc. and applied for the construction permit. The FCC issues a construction permit, and then once the television station is constructed, they issue a license of broadcast. FCC awarded that construction permit to Delaware Valley Broadcasters Incorporated in March of 1983.
Now, what was the original plan for the facility? Was it commercial or non-commercial?
It was always a commercial station. The Delaware Valley Broadcasters Incorporated was a for-profit corporation for the very beginning, in spite of what I guess is a misconception in the area.
Mm-hmm. What is the on-air identity or image that WTGI wants to convey to the public?
The thing that Bob, that we most want to convey is that we are here to serve metropolitan Wilmington and the Delaware Valley. We believe that it's something that the area needs, and that we can service them in a variety of ways. One, of course, is entertainment via the programming. Another way is information. This program, Focus Delaware, is one of the examples of the types of things that we will be doing to keep the people in the area informed as to what's going on in their own backyard.
What other type of local programming do you anticipate or is on air right now?
Right now we're doing 5 minutes of local news in our INN news broadcast. It's an insert, we call it. We hope to expand on that as we get a little more comfortable with the format, and you might say we're going to run after we start walking.
All right. In addition to local programming, what other kind of programming can viewers expect to see on WTGI Channel 61? In
the areas of local programming, we really want to do many things that would be local in nature. For example, for an event, let's say a big ice skating event or something like that. Those are the kinds of things we would really like to do, but that's a process that will develop and grow as we grow. We will be doing sporting events. Of course, the Big Five basketball contract that we have, 21 games a year, is a big commitment for us. We think that the Delaware Valley, Wilmington and the Delaware Valley will very much like that. We are seeking other opportunities to do similar types of things in the area of sports.
Now, in addition to local programming, of course, you're going to go with what would be considered a standard UHF format. What would that be?
The standard UHF format has been derived from what is called counter-programming to the network programming. It really was developed in the late 60s and came into its own in the 70s, around 1976, when UHF television really became strong and a force in broadcast in the country. The format really is one of movies and off-network, or meaning off-network means programs that formerly ran on the networks were discontinued, had an audience appeal, and the UHF independent stations purchase them from syndicators and run them in various day parts. It's a very standard and attractive format.
What kind of market share can WTGI 61 expect to achieve initially and then in the long run?
Well, to answer that question, Bob, is a little bit like calling the score of the ball game before it's before you're in at the end of the first inning. Mm-hmm. We believe that we can be successful in the marketplace. We don't have any illusions that we're going to be number one, but we would like to be number one in this niche of the market in the Metro Wilmington area.
All right, Dan. What about cable access?
Cable access is an issue that has certainly caused us some concern since the Supreme Court basically overruled the old must carry. We think that, however, that the cable companies in the area will carry us as we grow and it's a developing process. We believe that their viewers will find us attractive, and that's what our goal is.
How extensive is the commercial sales department here at WTGI?
We currently have 8 salespeople and plan to expand to probably about 10. And they're a group of energetic, high-quality professional salespeople that I'm sure that the businesses in this area have probably seen or soon will.
Mm-hmm. How has the local community received WTGI?
The local community has very much welcomed us, and that's probably one of the you might say the warmest memories I have of this long process is just how much we have been welcomed by the people in the community. It's exciting.
Now, Dan, personally, your background was not in television. Is that correct?
That's correct. I got involved in this project because starting up a television station is a big financial commitment, and my involvement came from the side of the financial community, because that's where I was with an investment banking firm. So the first thing to do was to put a group of investors together, which I did, and then I became more intimately involved in the entire construction process.
Now, WTGI, of course, went on the air a little over a month ago. There were many delays. What caused those delays before we finally went on the air?
The delays were caused by just any number of things. Probably to some degree, our over-eagerness to beat the obstacles, construction of buildings, towers, and those kinds of things. It's a very complicated process putting together all of the government agencies and the local zoning and then just getting it built physically. And we were just held up by the typical kinds of delays.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it for tonight's show. Look for us every Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. and again on Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. That's it for now. Take care.